to the prime time news on Muvi television at 18:30 hours Central African time. We look at the stories making the headlines this evening. Bali Committee on Agriculture petitions for low-interest loan facilities for farmers. Mother of a child living with disability challenge other parents to ignore myths on upbringing. Boma Lusambo to stop telling falsehoods on Zambia's democratic status. Center for Environment Justice, CEJ, says ZESCO's bid controversy, a wake-up call for Zambia's forest industry. Christians celebrate Palm Sunday. You can also watch the news live on Facebook via our handle, Ask Muvi TV. With the details of the news, my name is Keith Mwemba. Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources Chairperson Mijelo Gasauta has employed agricultural camp extension officers to teach farmers on how they can access funds from the Constituency Development Fund CDF to grow their various enterprises. Mr. Gasauta, who is also Wengwa UPND Member of Parliament, say farmers should have access to loan facilities with low interest rate to grow their businesses as they have been struggling for a long time. He was leading a parliamentary committee on agriculture to collect views from the farmers on what challenges they are facing under the Farmer Input Support Program and how best cooperatives can benefit from the program. He was speaking when he addressed cooperatives in Kalomo, Joma and Monze districts in Southern Province.
They are here in Southern Province to collect views from cooperatives on what challenges farmers are facing under the Farmer Input Support Program and solutions to the challenges. UPND Wenga Member of Parliament, Mijelo Gasauta, is chairperson for the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources.
We have come here to appreciate the challenges cooperatives face in fertilizer input support program. We want to learn from you on the FISI program so that we can perfect it. And we must find the solution together. We want to find the way forward together so that come next seasons ahead, this program can be well perfected.
And farmers have recommended to the committee the direct input supply mode of distributing inputs under the FISIP as opposed to the electronic voucher that has price uncertainties disadvantaging the farmers.
Ikutinaba mavacha pona tiwa ba agrodila. Kwa bakusina ko twijana gwaloguliga bot noti muli mutwale uweza lyonse nga muli mindiza olazumina. Noti mwamba tuwole mavacha agrodila muli mulaga. Kamboganzi no hurumende mubereka kabotu. Ino agrodila ola agati ngujaya muli.
Meanwhile, farmers have called on government to increase the numbers of bags from 6 to 8 and diversify into other crops under the program if they are to graduate and allow others to benefit.
Tramba kutika mutujiyungizizya amutusisiora ATBO. Mamana mutupea tu beans atu soya beans utagwa mwakuturega tukakonze gori ya hidatobeni.
Reporting, Lawrence Kabutu in Choma.
A person living with disabilities, leader AFRICA-LITOVIA, has appealed to mothers of children living with disabilities in communities to ignore myths on raising their children. Ms. Lupia says young mothers avoid listening to some members of the community who give wrong advice on the well-being of children living with disabilities. Speaking during a community engagement meeting, Ms. Lupia charged children living with disabilities are normal human beings who can also excel in life when properly cared for.
So, I don't know what I'm going to get in Kwete, get in Kwetomano Moon. Hello, I know Balakwe, Ukachitinika Fetika, Ukachitinika from Coach on Mewetabati Ponaba Kunchto. So, Bama, Ukadibadi Abai, so no Madichuan, Idan, Kadabade, what will be our whatever. So, I have a challenge. It's a shoe for my Bana Kuru, Nava Fiarama, you have to get it. Erobamboku beba tumayo mfana mananje fubadenjeba so yumwana kabutini bebele wafangwa mutini ko yutawa de saka kwanika to akwati kona bambi echo ndel na pele example nyi monse kuri bammo na ruwene twale tana ba UN miko ibina ngo itatu mfefo nale mfanga ndepita mkomboni napita makomboni bale bati bamwabana bale bafisa iyi ilankalipa sana tepwana ababene abantu abamaposeti abatumona batata weso batumona fo bantu abalemana ngajakwa bati nayo mfuati na mayo uli alifisa abana bambi balikana pa extent yakwe bati awe inesha mulembesha omwana tawa mulembesha omwana lesa tatema fimu tateme abantu nomba uli omwana ngo amufisa munganda mayiro akashana na banani we bati abana bambi ufiyele bakamuta weule tani wamfiyeni wokwete bedeni bana abana nga walifuire uli omwana akashala chula elo lechoko kata akayekuleka so balabonze bana mayo balabonze balefisa abana nkamwamwana mwawe wakana mulaisa mkuntipinga abana bonse fye badi kwate ensambu mwamwe nabesa mkutumana bakulu banchito abo abalochapa balemana ngachakwati mwana afisa abana tamulekita abana so mwana munefi ba government baishi babana bene ichala kunkapo bakalanda fo balachitira abana kwantu ninchito yabo ukwati bale muna bale loleke chabana abalemana.
Dante Saunders has called on citizens not to abuse their freedom of speech and assembly as it has the potential to destabilize the country. Mr. Dante says freedom of expression does not mean telling falsehoods at any convenience. He was reacting to the recent protest by former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo on Zambia's democratic status.
The police are not going to pick him up for demonstrations. Not like how it was in the past. In the past, you couldn't even dare walk past a police station or something for fear of being attacked by people like the PF cadres. So freedom of the press is there, and I think people are wide awake. You know, gone are the days when we used to see Bowman Lusambo moving to a shop and beating people and whipping people and pushing people out of bars and places like that. That's all gone. That's called freedom. This is what I really fought for all my life. Freedom of movement, freedom of speech. But freedom of speech comes with a price. You cannot use freedom of the press and freedom of the speech just to tell lies, or to peddle lies, or propaganda and stuff like that against somebody else. That's not being fair. That is not called freedom of the movement and freedom of the press.
Center for Environment Justice, CEJ, says the recent controversial ZESCO bid for importation of wood and powerline poles is a wake-up call on Zambia to scale up investment in the forest sector. Organization Head of Research, Freeman Mwanga, says it is pointless to complain that no foreign company must be involved in bidding when Zambia has failed to meet demand. He says some local suppliers have been importing poles from the same countries that ZESCO has now engaged, which entails that government has cut out middlemen. Mr. Mwanga has since urged government to increase the availability of public-private partnership PPPs in the forestry sector to increase investment. The CEJ Head of Research states that the PPPs will allow large-scale government projects in the forestry sector as witnessed in other countries. Mr. Mwanga says the development would further combine private sector technology with private sector incentives to complete work on time and within budget.
What we need to take away from this ZESCO bidding controversy is that we need to wake up and put in more resource in our forestry sector. We need to invest. We need to sharpen our investments in forestry so that we can cut off certain expenses that we can manage as our country on our own. ZESCO is trying to supply electricity, and there are people that have been waiting for more than 3 years. Okay, so as a nation, what we need to take away from this point is that it is a learning point and it is a challenge. And how are we going to respond to this challenge is that we are going to invest in forestry sector so that moving forward, some of these challenges will be unheard of.
You're watching the primetime news on Muvi TV. For now, we go for our first set of commercials. We'll be right back.
Fairview University is enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka, or call us on 0955 787114 or 0966 787114 or 0977 787114. Fairview University College. We aim at excellence.
Istana ya Afrika ya kupende chalo akamwana kanono nomsepela kuikala chapamo kuribe kumunzi kuribe mutauni kumatelo aliyenze afunika.
The Zambia Statistics Agency will this year conduct the census across the country. The census aims to count people in households, rural and urban, hospitals, military, police and correctional facilities. This numbering will extend to hotels, farms, as well as high-density areas with different families sharing a house and those in transitory locations. Every person in the country matters and should be counted because the census will benefit all, from migrants, refugees and street children, homeless people, the young and the old people, as well as persons with disabilities. Everyone counts. This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial *778#, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Muvi TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Muvi TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay.
For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
Mushindamo Council Chairperson Peter Ilunga has encouraged residents in the town intending to apply for finances under the constituency development funds to follow the right procedure. He says this will ensure fairness and equality among all those that apply. He says the funds are available for scholarships and entrepreneurial programs. Hundreds of Christians across the world are celebrating the start of the Holy Week this year, a year after restrictions prevented in-person gatherings and celebrations. Worshippers later took part in a procession retracing Jesus' traditional route through Jerusalem from 2,000 years ago. Palm Sunday is the 60th and last Sunday of Lent. It occurs on Sunday before Easter. Commemorating the day at Kalingalinga Catholic Church in Lusaka, Father Boniface Mwika has called on all Christians to humble themselves before the Lord Jesus Christ as he humbled before Pilate and the chief priests till his death. Father Mwika says Jesus Christ humbled himself in order to die for the sins of all humanity.
As we do, we make our promises to be on the side of Christ, to follow him faithfully. But when times are hard, we decide otherwise. Like Peter, we run away from the cross. Peter, we decide otherwise. But what is more interesting on the character of Peter in today's Passion account is that immediately when he heard the crow, it spoke to his heart, and he realized how sinful he was. The question, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear friends, today is, in this world which is so addicted to sin, are we able to hear our conscience every time we sin? Are we capable of hearing the crow in our hearts? Are we able to hear the conscience calling us through and through every time we sin in the midst of this world that is so addicted to sin? He realized this, and he went and asked for mercy and pardon. That even we too, when we realize that indeed we are sinners, we have sinned many times. Many times, like Peter, we have denied him. And when our conscience speaks to us, we need to weep and ask for mercy and pardon. Through his wounds, we are saved.
Earlier, Mushindamo Council Chairperson Peter Ilunga has encouraged residents in the town intending to apply for finances under the constituency development funds to follow the right procedure. He says this will ensure fairness and equality among all those that apply. He says the funds are available for scholarship and entrepreneurial programs.
Everyone to take keen interest and ensure that we develop Mushindamo and also to implement government policy in the area of decentralization. Government has given us money through CDF that is catering in the development of projects, bursaries, and entrepreneurship. This is the vision of the government so that each and every Zambian gets the meaningful development that we need. Therefore, we are here to ensure that we, the policymaker, together with the technocrats, implement what is ahead of us. And it is in this vein that I encourage you that right now the monies are in our coffers, the bursaries, we are on course, but we encourage that all our WDCs through up to CDF, we ensure that all the processes are taken into account so that we may achieve this. Failure to do this, we will end us incompetent.
St. Anne's Parish in Kasama District, Northern Province, has called on Zambians to take advantage of this Easter period as a moment of reflection and introspection on the transgressions committed against one another. Father Francis Sevilla says Easter period gives an opportunity for Christians to forgive one another, just like Jesus did to all those who crucified him on the cross. He says there is a reason why God emphasized about forgiveness, as it is the only way peace and unity will be enhanced. He was speaking during a Palm Sunday church service in Kasama. Meanwhile, PF member of the Central Committee, Stephen Kampiongo, and his counterpart, Lukasha lawmaker George Chisanga, have appealed to the political leadership to apply such messages to themselves in order to build a peaceful and united nation. The duo says inasmuch as politicians have been finding it difficult to adhere to the message of forgiveness and reconciliation, there is still an opportunity to come together regardless of one's political affiliations. They were speaking shortly after attending a Palm Sunday service Mass at Kasama St. Anne's Parish in Northern Province.
nganayisa kukumirira kumaka yandi ubasu naine mamini kwata problem kwena nganamera kamo pele awe. So mami, stop your story because my problem is bigger than the person. Swallow your own problem. Listen to the problem of the other. Then, once you have heard that one, na iwe utimwa kuma kuloma mwaya mukwayo wakulisho kuliwa akaposha wambi awenga miposha paso mule nchumila pantu mukulira chapa mwose walili tatulensowa problem nango.
Was pressing emphasis on love, unity, and also forgiveness. Yes, indeed, we go through different preparations as a people. But what you are saying is that when you are a Christian, you must understand that Jesus Christ went through difficulties. Who was our Savior, went through difficulties, but still forgave those who crucified him. And I think that's a key message that we have learned. And so we must also appeal to all of us as human beings. We are not faultless. So we come to church to humble ourselves and seek for forgiveness from our Creator. And therefore, we must show by forgiving those that are even who may be our enemies. I think that was a key message. Nothing is impossible. And if we all are God's children, people's servants, certainly we must find some common ground, whatever time. But at the end of the day, there's nothing impossible with God. So we should strive and not fail and not give up when we are not reaching consensus. It's important that we continue to dialogue as people. I think that's what I can say for that.
First Quantum Minerals FQM Lead Agriculture Support Officer Chashimuma says conservation agriculture is the only way to go for small-scale farmers in the country. Speaking in an interview with Muvi TV News, Mr. Muma says traditional agriculture is destructive towards the land. Mr. Muma says conservation is beneficial in that it encourages farmers to be more efficient when it comes to the utilization of land. He has encouraged small farmers to adopt conservation farming in order to reduce dependence on fertilizer.
And we take them all the way. As we begin with land preparation, we bring them here. They learn how we are preparing the land using this particular technique. When it comes time to plant the crop, we bring them here. And they also participate and get to learn how we're doing planting using this technology of conservation farming. Even when it is time to harvest, you find that we bring our farmers back here and they also get to learn. So this is a very important component of TFL, promoting agriculture, because we have not strayed away from what we found the local people doing here when we came in 2010. Almost everyone here was involved in agriculture production. However, the systems that were employed, or the agriculture practices that were being used were the traditional type of practices, which we noticed that they were a little bit destructive. One of them is shifting cultivation. So what this conservation farming does is that it encourages the farmers to be more efficient when it comes to the utilization of land. One, it promotes permanency of the field. You don't have to go from one field to another, cutting down trees. You can use the same field and maximize on your production and get even better use than the traditional way of doing
Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo has described the current state of roads in the province as death traps. Zanes reports that Mr. Matambo says 90% of roads in the mining region are in what he termed as horrible state and that need urgent attention to prevent any loss of lives. Mr. Matambo said this in Ndola when he hosted a parliamentary committee on budget and planning, adding the roads are in a very bad state and have hindered development in many parts of the country. And committee member Davison Mungandu wondered why most roads on the Copper Belt have remained in a bad state when the province had a well-advertised project called Copper Belt 4,000-kilometer road project. Mr. Mungandu, who is also Chama South Member of Parliament, says the previous regime boasted a lot about C400 road project whose aim was to rehabilitate many roads in the province but questioned what could have happened. And Miriam Jonia, another committee member, commended the Copper Belt Provincial Administration for advocating for meaningful development in the region. Ms. Jonia, however, urged the provincial administration to ensure women-led cooperatives and entrepreneurs are also considered when it comes to awarding of contracts and empowerment. President Hakainde Hichilema has been offered a 3-hectare piece of land in Singanda village in Mongu district of Western Province. Zanis reports that Singanda is a place where President Hichilema was said to have committed an offense of treason during the Patriotic Front PF regime's region on 10th April 2017. Singanda headman Kalaluka Mubiana, who's also in Duna, Kapui, said his people were amazed at the resilience exhibited by President Hichilema during the time of arrest up to the time of his release. He said this for this reason, his village felt compelled to give the head of state a piece of land where he can set up a structure of choice. Induna Kapui said the piece of land was a gift to remind Mr. Hichilema of the arrest of what he referred to as trumped-up treason charges by the previous regime. And the head of state has paid tribute to the people of Singanda village for the generous offer of land to his family and the country as a whole. Mr. Hichilema said he wished to construct a modern health facility which must have a maternity wing and wards to admit patients. President Hichilema said he will use his own family funds to construct the health facility at the area, further stating that his new Dawn administration was in office to give money to the people opposed to taking. The president was also given traditional gifts, namely a small scrap standing for a defensive tool by shepherds and a small hoe and axe as tools meant for clearing of forests. 4 people dealing in SIM card registration business in Nakonde in Muchinga province have been arrested in issuing pre-registered SIM cards to members of the public. Zambia Information and Communication Technology Authority ZICTA Compliance Officer Anderson Stumbeko says the 4 were arrested during operation conducted by a joint team comprising ZICTA and other officers from Bank of Zambia and Zambia Police Service respectively. Zanins reports that Mr. Stumbeko is in an interview says ZICTA and its partners carried out a random operation in the border town following reports of high levels of fraud happening in the country, adding the team was also checking on SIM card registration compliance in the area. The 4 are remanded in custody and will appear in court soon. Seventh-day Adventist Church, Midlands West Zambia Conference Ministerial Director, Pastor Kefas Kantumoya, has called on the clergy and other church leaders in the country to be sincere and true agents of behavioral change in society by making and ensuring effective ministry within their family circles. Pastor Kantumoya notes most men of God have done great ministry to church members and the community but failed to minister to their families. The pastor was speaking when he delivered a sermon during the Voice of Prophecy graduation ceremony for Ballaston Mission District held at Unicos University in Lusaka on Saturday.
The children of Adam. Vazikazi ndi vana va vena. but our own family, our own spouses and the children. We are doing nothing. This is the majority of God's people, represented by the first son, change their minds. It might be too late to save souls. Let us not delay to change our minds. If we delay, it will be too late to save souls. Those out there, they are waiting for you and me. Take the gospel so that they can receive Christ as their personal Savior. So that they can be saved.
Yes. We shall be on the beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall be on the beautiful shore.
We now go off our final and third break. On the other side, we still have more news and international news. Don't go away.
They'll play a high press to force the mistakes.
They'll dominate the aerial ball. They're too tall. We will handle the pressure and smash them on the break.
The number 9 has scored in their last 5 games.
The passing will be quick, decisive, precisely. There will be drama in the dying minutes. This match will mean more than 3 points.
They will have the home ground advantage. This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. This is why I bet. Betway.
Fairview University College is enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka, or call us on 0955 787114 or 0966 787114 or 0977 787114. Fairview University College. We aim at excellence.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial *778#, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Movie TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Movie TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay.
For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
And that's all for the primetime news this evening. To end it, we look at the headlines. Pali Committee on Agriculture petitions for low-interest loan facilities for farmers. Mother of a child with disabilities challenge other parents to ignore myths on upbringing. Boma Lusambo told to stop telling falsehoods on Zambia's democratic status. Center for Environment Just CEJ says ZESCO's bid controversy a wake-up call for Zambia's forest industry. And finally, Christians celebrate Palm Sunday. Wow, thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire production